Hello, everyone, and welcome to the seminar office hours. My name is LA. Crazn?
Yo, I'm Crazn.
Off to a great start. We are
Yeah.
here on our fourth episode of our interview series, and our esteemed guest today, let me tell you. All right. It is our pleasure to welcome our fourth esteemed guest to the seminar's office hours, the delectable doctor of music, the beans in the Bruin Beats. Call him an elephant because he playing it by ear. The piano gooner because he be stroking the keys. Don't ask him what his name stands for because we'll just show you our very own BDG. Welcome, BDG. What's going on?
Dude, oh my god, my bad. I was so distracted there for like a brief second. But that was what an intro. What'd you think of that, BDG?
Bro, the fact that you add a gooner in there, that's oh man.
That's great. I love that intro. That was very creative.
Yes, you had me at stroking at keys.
All right,
good. Thank you.
BDG, tell the people here what you stream, what got you started into streaming, and then why you continue streaming music today. What got you started into streaming music, and then why you still stream music today?
Right. So I stream music, mainly the piano, and then I just start doing whatever because I got comfortable. So it's like piano, ukulele, melodica, but most of it is piano. What got me into streaming? I got into streaming because of my friend IRL. He's the headmaster of our team, ZJA. He actually didn't have a Twitch account until he started streaming on Twitch, which was like a year before, which was in 2016, late 2016, and then I started streaming in 2017. And yeah, I remember my first stream. Hell, I remember just texting ZJA, I think I'm gonna do it today, and he's like, what? And I'm just like, yeah. So I just went live, and
that's awesome.
Yeah, and this was before ZJ, and when he had his like own, when the Discord server was still like his own, not ZJA University, he just told people to come in, and I was just like, oh, that's cool. I didn't expect anyone to come, but it was really cool. And then I streamed like a few times after that, and then went on a break for a bit, then started streaming again in 2018. And then why do I continue to stream? Is that the other question? Yeah. I think the first reason why I started streaming was because I wanted to play music, and then when the music was like, that's the normal thing you do. You kind of start going through the motions with it. It became about like the people that came in, and I really appreciated the company that I had while I was streaming. So not only do I get to play music, I get to hang out with people, whoever, like whether they're like regulars or if it's new people and they're cool, and I just like the interaction a lot. And it worked out because at the time I was teaching. I was a classroom teacher. So the interaction on stream and then the interaction with like people IRL really helped, with the whole socializing and interacting with other people kind of thing. Yeah.
Speaking of socializing, so you said ZJA got you kind of into streaming. So how'd you meet ZJA? Like, what's the story here?
So we came from the same room. I'm just kidding.
Hey, yo.
Hey, we're Filipino. No, I met him. So we actually went to the same elementary school, but it was a track system. So we were in different tracks. So he was in I was in blue track and he was in red track.
Mm-hmm.
Totally different classes. And then everyone after elementary school, eventually we went to the same middle school, and we had this college prep class, Avid, and he was in my class. And I remember seeing him. I recognized him, but I didn't know who he was.
Mm.
But that was the only class that I had him in. And from then on, we would have the same Avid class in 8th grade. And then we all went to the same high school together. But we didn't really get close to each other. We didn't become close friends until college. Like maybe the latter half, maybe my 3rd or 4th year of college. Because we took this language course.
Mm-hmm.
It was one of the Filipino languages, Ilocano,
No.
and he was at the level. He was in the level above me, but we eventually like started hanging out. We had the same like lunchtime, so whenever I finished class, we'd meet up in our campus center and we just have lunch, and we just tell each other, no, this ain't it. Every day. And then
Oh my gosh.
but yeah, and then we became really close. Like we would catch rides with each other because we would have to commute home.
Mm.
And then after I graduated, we just hung out with each other, with our friends at his house. We just like have kickbacks every other Saturday. It was
Sounds
fun.
like a good time.
So it's just
And
vibes, just from the
it was-
beginning.
yeah, it was just vibes. It was just like, I think in high school we hung around different people. That's why. I mean, we hung around different groups of people. But then college came and like,
You don't really have those
and-
clicks anymore.
yeah, we don't have those cliques anymore. Plus, we don't have those high school friends as
Yeah.
we don't hang around them as much anymore.
Yeah.
So because we already have that, we're familiar with each other, and we came from, but even though we hung around different groups of people, we still vibed with each other. I mean, even in high school, we still vibed with each other. We just didn't talk so much. I didn't know a lot about him, but yeah. In college, in my head, I remember in front of this our mutual friend.
Uh-huh.
I remember I didn't see ZJA for like the longest time, and I saw him, and I just like did this, and he did the same thing, and we just hugged each other in front of like the library, and then our friend, and she was like, "Aw," and then we just like kind of kept hugging each other for like 15-20 seconds, and then she's just like waiting there. She's like,
Y'all
and then-
left her there, huh?
yeah, and then we were next to the library, so there's a security guard at the front entrance.
Yeah.
He just comes out and he's like, is everything okay with you? You guys are not in trouble? And she's like, we're just like, oh no, we're just embracing each other.
As you're still hugging.
We're having a moment, bro. Leave me alone.
Yeah. And then I think, and then after that, just like this, as if we came from the same womb. But yeah, that's more than the answer. But yeah.
Do you say coming from the same womb normally?
No.
Or is that okay. Okay.
No. This is actually the first time I'm saying that. But
You
the
made him
people at
nervous, so
home-
he just made up some stuff, man.
for the people at home, I'm on the record.
Came from the same
I
womb.
mean, I will say before
Confirmed.
the interview today, BDG's like, I don't know what you guys are gonna ask. I'm like, don't worry, it's not that big a deal. It's fine. All right. Well, you spoke about doing music on stream, but like I want to know like how did you get into piano, or like how did you get into music that way? Like why? Like how did you get into piano? Like what's the origin?
Why
story?
piano?
Why?
Why piano
Why piano?
and not the trombone? Right. So, So piano came from when I was a kid. I remember looking at old pictures of my dad, and he played the piano.
Ah.
And so I saw that when I was like 6 or 7, and I remember telling my dad, "Oh, I want a piano," and he got me like the 61 key keyboard from like Walmart. And I thought it was cool. And then you know how as a kid, or I don't know if you're at some point in your life, you have like these fleeting feelings, and it's like, yeah, I wanted to play piano, and then it ended up like, okay, that period's over, and then fast forward to like maybe 8th grade, I kind of revisit it, and I remember, I was in student government in 8th grade, and I remember we were forced to do the talent show, and I said, okay, I'm gonna do the piano because that's what I've done before. So I did it. I cringe. I don't think there's any video of it, but I cringe at the performance. But I mean, like, it was the first time I actually performed in front of other people, and then that stopped, and then I didn't revisit it again until my freshman year of high school, when I was in band, and there were a bunch of piano players in band, so I would watch them, and then that's how that feeling of like I want to learn piano again, like reignited. Yeah, but it all started with my dad. Yeah, because I saw pictures of him playing as a kid. Yeah.
So who's better, you or your father at the piano?
It's me. 100. No,
That's awesome.
Yeah. I think I didn't ask him a lot of questions about it. I don't know how long he played for. I should probably ask him, but I think just being around people helped. I don't know how far he got into piano, but I think just having just having people around me that played as well, like, motivated me to keep up with it for this long. Yeah,
makes sense.
Yeah.
That's cool. So, with that being said, if it wasn't the piano that you play on stream or just play in general, is there any other instrument that you would learn to play or have it be your instrument, like what you're known for?
If it wasn't the piano, I was in band, so I would have picked up drums. If anything, I feel like that could have been my main instrument.
Oh, you were a drummer.
Yeah.
In band. Also, what kind of drummer?
So I joined because I had a friend who was in band, and I needed something to do after school. So I was like, okay, I'll join band, but I didn't play any instruments. So my friend was in the drum line, and he said, oh, you should just join bass drum because it's easy. And then so my first instrument, I was on bass drum first, but I needed to learn how to read music, but I picked it up pretty quick. And then I remember my first football game, didn't play a note because I just wanted to be there, and I didn't know how to play. But eventually, yeah, I learned. I eventually I picked it up really quick. And then I got on, and then I think 2 years later I got on quads, which is the 4/5 drum one, which is really cool. Yeah.
Quads.
And the one that you wear?
Yeah, the one that you wear. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
And you like do hecka cool visuals and stuff like that. But I got on quads. And then if anything, yeah, I would have just been a percussionist in general. Like, if any, because that was fun. It wasn't just like drums, but I played marimba and the timpani and all these other, even those things, like, that one Christmas song where they had the slapstick that goes this way.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I got to play that in high school. I was like, that's cool. I saw these in cartoons. I didn't think they were real. And the triangle, amen.
Cowbell.
The cowbell. Um, you even have these things that I forget what it was called, but it makes the
Yeah.
Sound?
Oh, yeah, like Kabasa.
yeah, kabasa. Definitely.
I think
Yo,
I've seen
cool,
somebody
that
use
was.
that within the past few years.
Yeah, but and I was hella blessed to be in percussion because we would be in the back and we just screwed around in the back. Everyone's in the front, all the wind players. We just like be on our phones. and then we get in trouble sometimes, but then we just be like, oh, fuck it. Go back on our phones. Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. But if anything, if anything, I would have done saxophone too, which I did in college for like a year. Yeah.
So your
But
hands
yeah.
are big enough to play a saxophone, a regular
My hands are
saxophone.
hey.
Impressive.
I've
He's got big hands.
He's got big hands.
Oh, normal hands.
We should if we ever meet again,
Yeah. Compare hand size.
we'll compare hand sizes.
Heck yeah. I'm down.
I'll be the judge.
I mean-
I feel like your band director's wrong. I feel like he's wrong.
All right, that was many years ago too, but okay.
Yeah, you
Man.
told me that story. I was like, that's bull.
What was that? Wait, so
No way.
we're gonna have to clear that up. What?
So
I know this is BDG's interview, but I'm gonna do a
yeah.
quick
No, but
clarification
when I was younger, I was gonna join band like the first year I could, and I wanted to play saxophone. They said I couldn't play saxophone because my hands were too small. So they said I could play the alto saxophone, but I didn't want to play that.
Oh,
So,
no.
Yeah.
And then when I heard that, I was like, that's a lame excuse to not let a kid play
They
saxophone.
ran out of saxophones. They
right?
switched you.
And dude, they had you
Yeah.
play alto saxophone. Dude, I played tenor, and that was still like,
Mhm.
I'm pretty sure that's the saxophone that they probably gave you, but couldn't because
Mhm.
you had small hands. But I mean, like, what the alto sax is smaller than the tenor saxophone, though. Oh no, I mean, okay, wait, no, never mind. I thought about it, but still, that's BS.
Who knows,
BS.
man? It's all good.
How dare they?
But I mean, shoot, BDG's an example of fake it till you make it. He couldn't play drums, and then he learned.
Hey, I couldn't play saxophone, and then I learned.
Yeah, there you go.
Which means that anything is possible. Which
True.
means, Crazn, I'm getting you a saxophone.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Speaking
When
I
of
don't
learning,
know if I'm ready for that.
Yeah.
speaking of learning,
Mhm.
Gerald, describe your academic journey for us.
Okay. So I was dying.
What?
That's not a great way to begin.
Hell of a journey.
So my academic journey,
Yeah, I mean, like
in
you know,
just in
what
general.
what have you been up to? Because you know, I know you've been like on this journey for a while, and like we want to know like what's going on. What are you up to?
Okay. So right now I'm on the path to do nursing school.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So I wasn't always on the nursing path. I was actually pre-med when I graduated from college. And I did 4 years as a bio major. Thought I would go to med school. So after I graduated in 2017, I thought I'd take like a 1 or 2 year gap year. That gap year turned out to be like 5 or 7 years.
Mhm.
I feel like, but I feel like the pandemic had a part in it. But I think eventually down the line, I just thought, no, maybe this isn't for me.
Mm.
Because I took my MCAT and I did okay, but it wasn't good enough to get into a med school.
Mm.
So I thought that maybe, and I think at the time I was maybe 20, I was 26, 27, and I just thought, okay, I kind of want to move on to something else. So that's when I thought, okay, maybe I should do nursing instead. I didn't think of doing another, going through, I didn't think about doing another career path because I was like, I do like being in healthcare.
Mhm.
I did all this, this extracurricular stuff. I mean, I still enjoyed it, so why not do nursing?
Mm.
So now I'm in a program for students who don't have their degree in nursing.
Mhm.
So it's a master's or it's a graduate program for those without a nursing degree, and the first year is all your nursing classes that you would take in the first like 3 or 4 years,
Mhm.
pretty much your entire like undergrad
Yeah.
nursing, all in 1 year.
So it's like an
So
accelerator.
it's
program.
accelerated.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's an
Wow.
accelerated program, which is gonna start on the 26th of this month.
Oh,
So
soon.
so for those of you either watching it on YouTube or listening on Spotify, it is August 8th. I don't know when this episode is gonna come out, but August 26th is when I start school, and then
Dang.
the first year is from August to August.
Hmm.
So August 2024 to August 25. And then I would have to take my NCLEX, which is the nursing license exam. And then at the same time it starts the graduate track, which I'm doing the master's portion. So I'll be doing I'm qualified to get my BSN, my bachelor's in
Yeah.
nursing, because I'm doing that pre-licensure,
Yeah.
the classes for pre-licensing, and then immediately after, if I do 2 years part-time, I will eventually get my master's in nursing.
Heck yeah. So
That's crazy.
has it always been healthcare that you wanted to get into, or was it something that like you kind of like warmed up to?
When I was a kid, both my parents were in healthcare.
Hmm.
My mom is still, she does care home.
Oh, okay,
Our
yeah.
house is a care home. My dad, before they moved here to the United States, my mom and my dad was a doctor. He was a general physician in the Philippines,
Mhm.
and my mom was a staff nurse.
Wow.
When they moved here, they didn't qualify. My dad didn't go back to school to become a physician here. So he ended up working in dialysis when I was a kid, and then my mom was like a certified nurse's aide.
Mhm.
So still around like healthcare
Yeah.
growing up, and then I don't know. I guess it was just, and the rest of my family, my dad's side in particular, they're all like healthcare professionals.
wow.
So even like my cousins were like around the same age as me. One of them is OBGYN in the Philippines.
Wild.
And then I don't remember what my other cousin is, but I know she works in healthcare as well.
Oh,
And then I have another cousin that's a nurse, and she lives in New York. My mom's side. Yeah.
so it's in the
Yeah.
blood. Oh. Oh.
I did. Uh-oh.
It's okay. He's fine. He's here. He's fine. He's here.
I see the
BDG's playing peekaboo.
I know.
my internet's been really bad
Okay.
lately. So it might happen.
Okay. It's all right.
Coconut wireless.
We'll just
My
hope.
coconut wire.
We just hope we don't ask a hard question and have you freeze. You're like,
If you ask a hard question and he freezes, you know it's on purpose. I'm just saying.
I'm purposely avoiding.
Yeah.
So what was it? What was your question again?
it was a question. It was like, so it's in the blood. Like your family's been in healthcare.
I guess for the most part, yeah. Okay. If anything, I don't know what I would have been if it wasn't for my family. I don't know what I would have been, honestly. But yeah.
Gerald
What
in a different universe.
The BD verse.
BD verse. The
I like.
BD verse.
Yeah.
So I have an interesting question that was brought to my attention.
Yes.
Tell us why ZJA calls you Swooper.
Wasn't expecting that one, huh?
I wasn't expecting that one either. Dang.
First, give us the whole story. Why Swooper?
The reason why he calls me Swooper is because, so this might have been like maybe 2018 maybe a year after I graduated, and I was hanging. This was when we were like hanging around each other a lot.
Uh-huh.
Before or after the embracing?
Oh, this was after an embracing.
The
Okay,
long
okay.
embracing. Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, we held each
Is
other
that
by the
is
pinky
are we
after
gonna
that.
are we gonna mark that as like a pivotal time in your life? It's the embracing. Like
Yes,
Milestone event.
milestone.
If it's anything,
canon
if I
event.
had a
Yeah.
exactly, if I had a time machine and I had any, and I could go any place in time, it'd be that moment. I just be like hiding somewhere and just be like,
This
"Ah,
is it. It's happening.
this is where we started. It wasn't in the womb; it was right there." But he calls me Swooper because we were at our friend's party,
Uh-huh.
and it was not the kind of party that. Okay, it was a party,
Uh-huh.
and our friend invited us, and we were just like, cool. And it turned out that it was our friend's like brother's graduation party, and so we were just like, okay, we're just gonna hang out outside. We're just gonna hang out outside, whatever. And then we were just mingling. We had like old high school friends come, and I was just catching up with people, and our other friend, our mutual friend, was sitting with this girl, and I had no one. I didn't know where to sit, honestly. And I think our mutual friend went to go get up and get a drink. I don't know where he went. I took his chair. I took his chair, but then turned out that the girl that he was talking to, I knew, I knew previously, and I didn't talk to her. So we started talking, and then I think from far away it looked like, oh, BDG just swooped in on our friend's like his girl, his was supposed to be girl, and then from far away it looked like that, but really I'm just like, oh, I know you. But we were just talking as if we kind of already knew each other. And then when we had to leave, they were just telling, oh, Gerald, you dog. You swooper. And I'm like, what? And he's like, I saw what you did. He's like, I just know her. What the frick?
Oh,
And you stole his chair?
I stole a friend's chair. My internet disconnected again.
it's okay.
Yeah. You're good.
It
You're
did.
good.
But yes, I stole my friend's chair. Yes. And
Oh, man.
yeah, but I mean, like, and I think if I didn't talk to the girl as, like, I don't know, in the conversation we were having, I think I would have given back the chair. But what I have, yeah, that happened. That happened. That's why he calls me Swooper. I don't think I ever saw her again after, though. I think she might have a boyfriend already. Not her friend though, but she has a boyfriend. I'm pretty
Already? Hasn't it been a few years?
Swooper, no swooping.
Dang.
Oh man.
But
Dude,
if you
that's
have,
awesome.
if you ever, but I guess, if you're ever like intimately having a conversation with the girl and you leave your chair, just know that I might take it.
Swooping.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh man.
Mm.
So another thing that was brought up, I've been told that you have an eclectic set of friends. Pick one and talk about them for us.
Just pick
An,
one.
an eclectic set
You
of
have an interesting
friends.
set of friends. You have interesting friends.
have
ZJ
interesting
included.
friends.
ZJ
Yes.
is part of that eclectic set of friends.
Who are you hearing all of this from? And how do you know my friends? Oh my god, I have an eclectic set of friends. And talk about them.
Or talk about
Just
one.
one.
Just one. Pick one.
Talk about one.
Or like how you met and why they're an interesting person.
Why they're an interesting
And how
person.
you became friends with them.
Well, I already talked about ZJA. That's one. Who do I have in my? Who do I even want to talk about in my friend? Oh, okay. I know who to talk about. So I have this friend. Um, he and I talked about him a little bit in the last podcast. He used to live like like three minutes away from me, like walking distance. But he lives in Japan now. He's in the Air Force. His parents still live there, in the same house. But um, I had this friend that it's the same friend that I went to because we were just like hell and music nerds, and he used to share a lot of like piano stuff with me. Like he took lessons, not me. And every time he'd be like, Gerald, come my house. And I just go to his house. He's like, watch what I learned during piano lessons. It's like, oh, this is cool, right? And then I'm just like, oh, that's cool. Like, tell me about it. He'd explain, and then my attention span would be like, cool. All right, let me play. And then I just like kind of like dick around on the piano, like going against everything that he told me that he learned in his lessons. But he was really funny. I met him I met him when I was like in middle school, and we went to different middle schools. He went to a private school, I went to public. And he still lived near me. We weren't close until like maybe my senior year of high school, because we were section leaders in band for percussion. And then because of that, we started hanging around each other a lot. He used to give me rides to school. He had like this Chevy truck with like rims that were so unnecessary. But he was funny. I hung around him too because he was funny, and we made each other laugh. In fact, like a lot of some of the stuff that we would like say at like, I don't know, 11:30, 12 midnight, I would end up writing down because I'm just like, that's funny. I want to remember that. And I remember the first funny thing that he told me was like, Gerald, my my uncle was at our family party, and he was so drunk that he said he was speaking in cursive, and we just laughed. Yeah. He said, so I wrote down the first thing, and I have this note in my phone. It's called Good Stuff. Number 1, I'm speaking in cursive. JP. and then yeah. But we used to he was eclectic because he was just he was so into different things other than music. Like he was, he's Catholic, very strong Catholic, stronger than I am. We go to church together. He would just tell me in the car on the way home, just be like what the priest was talking about
homily,
during mass.
yeah.
The homily, he would talk about the excerpt and then what the homily was, and then he would just tell me his interpretation. And then I wasn't that much. Same thing, like he'd talk, and then I'm just kind of like, all right. But and then other times I remember he would play piano, and then he would want to go on this website where you go meet random strangers, and I'm not going to tell you which one it is, but he would do that and just play. He just improvise for people on that website. Very cool. He was a lot, yeah, and he was 100% way more extroverted than I am, but very confident. Yeah, he's eclectic, but definitely one of my best friends. I hadn't talked to him in like 4 years because of the Air Force, like him living in Japan and all of that. And then he called me like on my birthday, just to like catch up and stuff. Yeah. And then that answers your question.
That answers my question.
Talk about your eclectic friend. Yeah, he was that friend that, and I have I have some quotes that he used to tell me. He would I remember one time he said, "Well, time to double space to make myself feel better about myself."
Time to double space.
time to because he was writing his paper in single space, and
yeah.
he's like, "Time to put it on double space to make myself feel better."
Okay, that context helped out a lot because I was struggling with understanding what that meant.
Yes.
What is double spacing?
Oh, okay.
Got it.
Yeah.
Oh,
He would also say things like, "I could read a whole wiki article on time if I had the time." At midnight, we would have those kinds of midnight thoughts.
The way too late to be talking conversations
Yeah.
Oh,
and everything's
man.
funny.
Yes.
Yeah. Those are the ones.
Exactly. But I miss him a lot.
Mm.
I think after that, he would be that friend I would just call I would just call just to tell him like random things that I saw. And then I just oh, they actually say eh?
Oh,
In
yeah,
Japan?
that's the guy.
Yeah, that's the guy. And then he'd be like, "Yeah, they do." And then they'll be like, "That's all I called you for. I'm gonna go now. Bye." That's all. Yeah, he's that friend. Yeah. Oh,
That's awesome.
You mentioned an archive. Tell me about your archive of memories
my archive of memories
and quotes and stuff like that. Tell
and
me about
quotes,
Oh, that good stuff.
my good
section?
stuff. Yes.
it. Yeah. Tell me
So
about it.
good stuff came from that. Right now it is. I've been pretty bad in recent years, but it's up to 285 entries. Mix of it is like photos, pictures that I screenshot and I just like to keep. But yeah, it's a 285. It's expanded to like specific people. Like it went into RJ stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And it would just be ridiculous things that RJ would say, because I'm just like, I think he deserves his own good stuff section. My best friend, JP, the guy that, I talked about, I made one called Things JP Wants to Do. Like that was the other one, like things that and I have it up just in case for this interview for whatever reason. Things that JP wanted to do. He wanted to go into stocks and lose money.
That's not what you want to do, chat. Don't do that on purpose.
He said get married. He wanted to learn Latin, become a megalomaniac. One time he said, and this is quoted because I told him to repeat himself. He said, "I want a girl who watches romantic anime who doesn't watch romantic anime, and I introduce it to her, and I want to cuddle with her in an AC room with glow on the stick, like the dark stars, the
stars that glow in the dark."
Yeah, exactly. The stick on glow in the dark stars, and her back will be on my chest, and we have a blanket, and we see an emotional moment, and we're like, and we all both die." And I'm like,
That's very specific.
Very descriptive. Yeah.
He said he wants
stars.
He said he wants to be a bartender, learn Buddhism. The last thing, one of the last things, and I think this is really funny: get into a taxi and say, "Follow that car." Yes.
Dude, man. Wow.
That sounds like not a smart idea, but it sounds epic.
Yes,
oh my god, that'll be
that man exists. Yes. That man exists. That is the branch off of good stuff.
Hopefully he has
a
roadmap on how to complete said things he wants to do, because if he does them out of order, he might not complete some other ones.
Yes.
That's
there's
awesome.
a bunch of it is, yes. He was the friend that he would in silence he used to say, "Gerald, I'm gonna make you laugh, but I'm not gonna tell you how." And then I'll be like, "Okay." And then
be laughing.
And then like 30 seconds later, complete silence, he'd be like, he's just be staring at me and be like, micro penis, and then I just laugh. He was that guy. Yeah, exactly.
It doesn't make sense.
Exactly.
It's great. Oh,
Yeah. And then
that's awesome.
yes, yes, he was that friend. I don't think there's anything in this good stuff that he said except for I'm speaking in cursive that I can say
Okay.
because it was yes. Except if I could read the whole wiki article on time, if I had the time, like yes.
Just have to find out when you publish the book of good stuffs.
I do want to publish. I told him that I would.
The brand
told
new
him that
coffee
I
table
would.
book, you know?
Yes. And we had similar sense of a sense of humor too. Like we had we would be dark around each other, and that's how we like. Yeah, I think I'm saying too much, but we have
so
a
BDG
we have
likes
a
dark humor.
we have a
See.
we had a dark. That's what you get for hanging out at 11:30 at night. Yes.
Hawaii time, so it's super
Exactly.
late.
Super late.
Yes.
Super late.
Super late.
Yes. Last thing about that friend, I remember I was studying for like my exams when in college, and he's like, you know what you need, Gerald? You want a shot of whiskey? And I'm like, and we just both had a shot of whiskey, and that woke me up. Yeah. But yeah, he was that friend.
That's awesome.
Yes, thank you for asking me about him. I will tell him that I exposed him.
Expose him or expose yourself, or the both of you.
I don't care. I don't care if I expose myself.
We're gonna switch gears here, so we're gonna move on to like some hypothetical stuff here. So, if you were given the opportunity to learn and perfectly play 3 pieces of music in an instant, what 3 pieces would they be?
Claire de Lune
Ooh,
is
that's a
one.
good one.
3 pieces.
Yeah. It's a 3-piece.
It would Claire de Lune. There's an anime. There's an anime called Clanad that I grew up watching, and there's an arrangement on piano called the warm piano arrangement. I've still been trying to learn that for the past like 6 years after I finished watching it. So it's Claire de Lune, Clanad. The 3rd piece would probably, oh man, the 3rd piece would probably be like, I don't know, Moonlight Sonata. The 3rd movement. The one where you
Oh God.
yeah.
What a mess not a mess, but like that's so hard. It's such a hard
Yeah,
I was gonna
it
say that
is.
sounds difficult.
It is difficult. I get jealous when I see people that are able to play like
Yeah. Oh no.
I'm
Okay,
back.
He's back.
But yeah, those are the 3 pieces.
Nice. And then so you've lived in Hawaii your entire life. You were given the opportunity to move elsewhere. Where would you go? Like, and cost is not a thing. Like, if you could just move somewhere, no strings attached, where would it be? If anywhere at all.
Right. If I could move anywhere, probably anywhere in the East. Oh no, not East. Sorry. I was thinking about Christian. I would live. Don't ask. I would live anywhere. I would probably live somewhere in the West Coast. Either California is really nice. And Seattle's really nice. I would live in either of those states. Yeah. And it both I experienced, and I'm just like, dang, these places are like really good changes of space, like or changes of pace. Yeah. Yeah, and As long as people are nice, I guess, and I'm not gonna die. Yeah, either one of
You
us.
wouldn't choose another country to live in?
Another country? Japan would be really nice. Japan would be really
Have
nice.
you been?
Have I been to Japan? No, but
But
the
anime's real.
animes, but the anime's
Would
real.
Japan be ready for you and your friend?
I don't know. His friends
That's
are
the
already
question.
there.
He's already there. Hey, if he
Yeah, that's
stays
what I'm
there-
saying. For
yeah.
the two of you, would they be ready for the both of you?
For the both of us, every time, man, when I hear I just look at my friend.
Oh, and you two would bust out laughing, huh?
Oh hell yeah, yeah, yeah.
So speaking of international things, you're called by an international news station as an expert to give commentary on a situation or whatever. You're an expert commentator now, right? What is your expertise that they call you for?
What is my expertise?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Way to what is this? Are you a journalist? What is this interview? I've never been asked these things in like a job interview. Just like, these are like,
These are the important questions, okay?
It's the window. It's the window to the soul, you know?
what would be my expertise?
Yeah. What would be your expertise? I mean, we know that you are, you have your skills in music, but like
Yes.
truly an expert at.
Oh. If anything, I used to do like serious answer. I used to do like research. I used to do like cancer research
Uh-huh.
and stuff. And it used to be just like gooning. That's second though. That's a close second. I used to do cancer research. So if anything, I would love to do research. I would love to be that expert on like cancer research and like things that you eat. Like yeah, and how you cook your foods and all of that. Because I used to do research on that when I was in college,
Uh-huh.
and it never published. It never went to paper, but it was so interesting. Like I remember doing my my presentation on that, and I feel like to a point people knew what like you shouldn't you shouldn't burn your foods or else that's really bad for your colon and all of that. But if anything, yeah, I would love to delve into cancer research again. But if that doesn't work out, gooning is another thing. And then if anything, how to put on your makeup and be a maid again.
You don't see that on screen, do you?
You don't. Oh,
No.
what? I do.
Okay, just make sure.
I do. And I was just like, yeah, I would love to tell people how it feels to put on a maid outfit and have a character.
I mean, you were freaking like, especially if you don't, for people that are listening to the podcast, there's a picture of not BDG,
of Gigi,
Gigi,
my maid,
Yes.
my best friend who is a maid.
yes, your best friend who is a maid.
Yes. But yeah, tell people like, what does it feel like to put on a maid outfit? Like, if anything, get 3 sizes larger than what is being sold. But hey, let's go back to gooning. I'm just kidding.
Hey, yo, I didn't expect it to like make its way all the way to like the middle end of this. For those of you that missed the intro, you'll have to go back and watch it later.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, with that, it's 2030. What are your hopes for where you'll be, what you're doing, whether it's streaming, IRL, or both?
when I'm 30. That's
20,
next year.
2030.
2030.
2030.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
So 6 years from now, 5 years from now, whatever.
Yeah.
Oh man, I would be like, bro, I'm gonna
Sitting
be
in this
school,
chair,
dude.
getting interviewed.
And talking about everything that's changed in the past year. So 2030, which is 6 years from now, I'll be. Oh man. Okay. So that'll. Okay. So I want to be, dude. I want to be having a stable career.
Mhm.
Being a nurse. Um, Probably working admin at that point, hopefully, with my degree, doing a lot of community stuff because my degree is in population health. So
Mm.
I want to use that, for to help different communities that are underserved healthcare wise. Um, I wanna say that I am married and have kids at that point. So I want to be, yeah, I think that's also another reason why I decided to move on from med school to nursing is because I think it just, if I want to further my life and, I want to get married or have kids, like, hey, I think it'll be easier if I, than if I was a doctor. But and then streaming wise, um, I'd still be, doing piano and,
Mm.
you guys know what the duck song is, guys? In 2030? Guys know what the duck song is? Yeah. Yeah. Still be streaming and still being me in 2030 as a dank small piano streamer. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It'll be gooning.
And,
no.
and you guys know what no. No. Family friendly, by the way. But yeah. That's what I want in 2030.
All right. I'm going off script here, but
Okay.
say you're about to be you're at the end of a movie and you're about to say something inspiring to the main character as you drive off. What is the quote or phrase you say to the main character before you disappear off into the distance?
You're telling me
Wait.
BDG's not the main character?
Dang,
Well,
I'm supporting.
well, he's the hero. That's the thing. He's the hero.
Okay.
Okay. What was the?
You're about
What-
you're about to leave a nugget of wisdom or inspiring quote to the character as you drive off into the sunset. What is the quote you say?
That's what's the quote I say before I go into the distance?
Drive off to the sunset.
Drive off to the sunset. Oh man. Before I drive off to the sunset.
Yeah.
That's a hard one. Dang. I don't know. Don't forget the double space, I guess. No. Dang, that's a hard one. Oh man. I feel like, is this a movie?
Yeah, just pretend it's like a movie.
Oh. Dang. Did you write these questions, LA? You wrote these questions.
What do you mean?
Dang it.
Yeah, I write the questions before I come on the street.
I thought you like
This
crowd.
is not on me and Crazin's list of questions, but I definitely just added it in right now.
Dang. It's what I always say at the end of the stream. Remember to stay safe and stay awesome and stay beautiful. Drink your water. Look both ways before you cross the road. Goodbye with my reverb on.
That sounds like the end of an anime episode.
Could be.
Yeah, could be.
Could
It still
be.
counts.
And don't forget to double space.
Don't forget the double.
I like that.
Yes.
The reverb off into the sunset.
Reverb
Yeah,
off into the sunset. Yes.
Goodbye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Goodbye. Here.
All right.
That's yeah.
All right. And one of the questions I ask most people at the end of this session is, what are the 3 words that you hope to espouse? How do you want people to experience you? What kind of person you want to be? Or what is the 3 words that people will describe you, like, at the end of it all? What do you hope?
At the end of it, like I'm dying.
I mean, like just like, or if someone's describing you in 3 words, like how do you hope people describe you?
I hope people. Dang. This is like something that would be in my 50th birthday video. And then I'm gonna start crying. I did say that. I hope people would say that dang.
It's a tough question, man.
It is a tough question.
That's a good one.
Craz's
That's a good one.
experienced this one before too.
Yeah. I guess I hate it when there are times when I think that, oh, I hope people think I'm funny, but then I don't like saying I'm funny because I feel like that's too like, oh, you're being you're thinking too high of yourself. But I mean, like, oh yeah, I hope I made you laugh. Funny one. I hope that they think that.
Oh,
See, I told you he would disappear when it got tough, man. He did it on purpose.
Dang it!
I told you.
Dang it! That was supposed to be like my disappearing act.
Yeah.
I hope people think I'm funny.
Number 2,
Disappears.
magical.
Shoot, that's a tough one. Yeah, funny. I hope people would think that I'm, a nice person. And last one, that I was comforting to be around. Something like that.
Funny,
Yeah.
nice, and
Funny,
comfortable.
kind, and comforting.
Yeah.
I like it.
Hell yeah.
Talented. No, that's too far. Too far.
One bridge too far? Nonsense.
Too far.
You are the
Talented at swooping.
swooping, talented at being the piano gooner for stroking the keys.
I feel like the words that came out, I feel like if anyone could like just like have all the words that were said in this stream, and populate them, it was gooning and dying.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
All right.
Crazy, but yeah. Funny, kind, and comforting.
Why?
Why? Okay.
It's already
well,
difficult enough. Why?
Funny,
We want the why now.
funny. I hope because like I have always, I don't know. It's like, yeah, I have a sense of humor. I think I get that from my dad. Being funny and plus like I'm a really quiet person, really introverted. When I was a kid, I didn't know how to like stick out in my class, except for being, I don't know, I was like the nerd, like the smart kid in the class. But I always liked having a sense of humor too. And I feel like, and it, it's my coping mechanism as well. And I feel like it helps people. And then leads into like comforting people. I always like, being that person that wants to do healthcare. I guess that makes sense. That I want to, be there for people. In part, have a sense of humor, but also be present and be that shoulder to lean on. Yeah, and then just be kind all around. I've had experience where people weren't so kind, and I just don't want. There are times when I'm just like, I don't want to be like you. And just be different, be the opposite of like what some people are. So though if funny, because it's I love laughing and I love making people laugh, and comforting and kind, or comforting and kind.
All right.
Costs $0 to be nice.
Yeah, doesn't take that much energy too. So
I like it.
yeah.
Heck yeah. All right.
Heck yeah.
Heck yeah. All right.
Nice.
So we're coming up to the end of our interview. Was it so bad? BDG, was it so bad?
What's so bad, dude? I'm crying inside. I'm just be like, you're so vulnerable like right now, Gerald. Put up the walls. Put up the walls.
All right. Well,
no, you guys were great. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you for being here. Thank you for volunteering yourself to be part of the interview. Thank you to my co-host Crazn. Thank you so much. How does it feel to be on the other side of the questions here?
I feel like I get to relax a little more. I don't feel on edge, so yeah. Nice change of pace.
You're gonna be a late night talk show host now, Crazn. One day it'll be the late night with Crazn.
Yeah, it'll be like, I don't know, like you'll be doing. It'll be like the hot ones. Just like Crazn will be lifting with the person.
Every question, the weights get heavier.
Oh my god! All right, anyway, sorry, we're getting it. We're getting.
Sounds terrible.
I have a hernia.
Exactly.
No. All right. Well, that's it for the office hours. Gerald, was there anything else you wanted to say before we got out of here? Where can people find you? And any last words you would like to say?
Hi, I'm again BDG808, or you can call me Gerald. I stream here on twitch.tv/BDG. Spell that out. BEE. Do you have pen and paper? BEEDEEGEE 808.
Is the 808
Oh,
spelled out too?
but the numbers, those are numbers. You don't need to spell those out. And then same thing all across Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, and YouTube. Yeah. What does BDG mean? End it right now.
All right. Anyway, if you don't know what BDG stands for, I told you we would just put them on the table. That's all you need to know. Thank you so much for being here.
Am I being observed? Why am I on the table? Am I like I'm a phenomenon? Am I a spectacle?
We won't get further into that because we will go too deep, if you will. Anyway, have a good night. My name is LA. This is my co-host
Crazn.
And thank you, BDG, for being part of
That was fun. Thank you.
Part of the 7 hours, office hours. Have a good night. The next episode, let me see if there's anything. Nope. We will get back to you about when the next episode is, but I hope to see you all again. Oh yeah, the next episode is detention for the seminar. I hope you're excited for that because I sure am. But till next time, have a good night. And till next time. Yeah. See you later. Goodbye.
Bye.